right, so great evening to everybody out there. We want to say hello and welcome again to Testinonial Tuesday. My name is Pam McCray, and I am super excited to be with each and every one of you on today as we are here to share another phenomenal story. And so we want to say great evening to everybody. Definitely take the time to tag, take the time to share, take the time to tell somebody that we are truly the team that is bringing this noni back, that is helping people from the morning to the night with our AM/PM system that we know without a shadow of a doubt will definitely change the entire world. So on the other side of my screen on today, I have a beautiful woman who I can tell you it's nothing but great joy to be able to see this woman grow and to blossom into the beautiful woman that she has gracefully become. And so as we are here today, she is going to share with each and every one of you how one yes can literally turn your entire life around. She's a mother of 4 and she's a nurse. And so you're definitely going to want to have somebody tune in, and she's going to share with you how, even being in the medical profession, she realized a long time ago that your health is your greatest wealth and that you got to do something different in order to make sure that you are living life to the fullest. So Twailla, I'm not going to tell everybody your story, all right? But I want you to come on here and just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, where you are chiming in from tonight, and why you are excited about this move that we are on.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Coach Pam, and for allowing me to be here. I'm super, super excited. My name is Twailla Lattimore. I am from the beautiful city and state, Charlotte, North Carolina. So from the West Coast to the East Coast, we are really, truly getting this thing done. And it was about 7.5 years ago that I realized that I had
Sorry.
I
Go ahead.
really just take a stance on my own health, and not just for me, but for my children as well. As she said, I'm a single mom of 4. And so the importance of my health is to be here, not just for myself, but for them. I want to live to 100 years old, and I've been saying it for years. And so, in order for that to happen, I have to take charge and take control of my health. And being in the healthcare field as a nurse, knowing that it's not always about a pill that's going to fix things, because we usually do those things or go to the doctor when something is actually going on. So for me, it's about prevention. It's about taking the stance on your health and say, what can I do to prevent the things that may be in your hereditary or anything. And so that is truly what I have taken a stance on these last 7.5 years, taking my health back. So I'm excited about that.
Wow. Well, you know what? You said some incredible things, some powerful things that a lot of times people really don't understand the power in doing so, Twailla. And that is prevention. Because most of the time when it comes time to health, there are people all over the world who, instead of having that mindset, unfortunately, of preventing things from happening in their body, instead, most people are reactive when it comes time to their health. And it's so unfortunate that that is the situation, that is the case. But we're living in a time and in a season where people are beginning to really understand and to realize that there is more to living than to, be reactive all the time. There are millions of people around the world who are saying to themselves that, I have to do better in order to do what you just said, which is I agree with you 1,000%. I know that I'm a lot older than you, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, I am aiming for 100 years on this earth. But you know what? I don't just want to be here existing. I don't want to be here
Right.
unable to live life to the fullest. I don't want to be here, without having my cognitive thinking, without being able to move my joints, without being able to, eat my own food and all of that good stuff, without having to have people help me to do things. And so I understand, just like you, that prevention is always better than cure. And so when we understand these things, and you as a nurse, as a professional in the medical industry, I know that day in and day out, you see a lot of different things, right? A lot of people on medications and prescription drugs and, all of that. And so just talk to everybody, because, being in that atmosphere every day. Let's just talk, on that standpoint when it comes time to health, because you're experiencing a lot of people as they begin to age, as they begin to get older, what they're having to go through. So let's just talk about that for a moment.
Yeah, so I've been in the healthcare industry for 20 years and I've seen a lot of stuff, and from the babies to the elderly population. And I can say on an average, my elderly patients that I'm taking care of, their morning meds, I'm popping no less and have popped no less than 10 to 15 pills. And that's just at a minimum. And so it really just depends on what all is going on with that patient. But to see them on all of these medications, and especially taking medications for things that can be prevented, it's it's almost like if we could wind back the hands of time and I could educate you, and there's so much more out now than it was, 50, even 10 years ago, where would they be in their health? And it's a very unfortunate thing. Now, I can say that a lot of my patients have lived their lives, but for the last 15 to 20 years of their life, they have been on all of these medications. They are struggling. They're struggling to breathe. They're, like you said, they're having to have somebody feed them. They can't go to the bathroom on their own. Their cognition is not there. And that is one of the populations that I enjoy taking care of, just to advocate for them and to do those things for them. But it's sad, because there are studies out now as to why those things are happening. The foods we're eating filled with a lot of sugar and all of those things can have been thought and been studied to cause a lot of these things. And when we think a lot about diseases that can be prevented, it has a lot to do with our diet. It has a lot to do with exactly what we're putting in our mouth. And yes, you may be older than me, but I know that it has been said, we are what we eat. And that saying is so true. I think people just throw that saying around carelessly and not really truly understanding what they're saying when they're saying it.
Mm, wow. No, you're absolutely right. You just said a mouthful, just understanding. You've seen it from the babies all the way up to the elderly. And, to hear and to know that there's so many elderly people, as people begin to get older, they're taking like 10 to 15 prescription drugs, at a time. And it's
That's at a minimum. A
at a
minimum.
minimum. And I know what you're saying, and even your passion for that, because I have a passion for the elderly and for the seniors, and a lot of it goes back to the things that I've dealt with just in life in general, from going through it with my grandparents on down to my parents. And I remember, all of those prescription drugs. I remember, them having to take all of these drugs for different things, for pressure levels, for sugar, not sugar levels, but for pressure levels, for cholesterol levels, as my mom began to develop dementia and Alzheimer's. I remember all these medications, and I truly believe that the medications advanced the disease, okay? Because I saw them taking it, and I didn't want this to happen, but this was what they did, to medicate them. And I'll never forget the time when I literally had to go to fight at, one of the facilities that my dad was living in, because we looked up and we're like, what is all this medication that's in his chart? And they had him on medications that dealt with diseases that my dad wasn't even diagnosed with, right? And so the more that we started to dig into things, they started to get afraid. And then lo and behold, we would end up having to get them out of that place because they just weren't doing what they needed to do. But at the end of the day, they just wanted to medicate him. And we're like, even to the point of making him calm when my dad was already calm. Like, what do you mean? Like, why do you have him on this stuff? And so I know
We
that
call that a chemical restraint.
right. It's crazy. And I know that we're here to talk about Testinonial Tuesday, but I think that this is a great conversation, because there are so many people out there that are dependent upon these prescription drugs, not realizing what they're doing to their bodies over the long term, right? The long term effect. And it's because the medical profession wants you to be dependent upon these prescription drugs. Why? Because they get paid. That's how they make their money. They don't want the world to know that there are alternative methods, all natural methods that you could do for your body in order to absolutely restore your health, right? And so, as we get into this, because I think that that's a whole nother conversation. We can sit here and we can go into that all day long, right? But it leads us right into talking about why we are here today. And it's because of the fact that we're really excited because we introduced to the world the alternative. We introduce to the world and let the world know that, you know what, you can be healthy, not just allow the band-aids to be put on your situation, and to really restore your health from the inside out. And I know we were having a conversation about that earlier today. So let's talk about this Tahitian Oni. I just opened up a new bottle. I poured it. I mixed it with another product that we have, right? And so, but I absolutely love this. We are the team that's reintroducing back to the world this incredible Tahitian noni, a powerful superfood that goes back to ancient medicinal history. And Twailla, when we really began to learn about this, knowing that, it's over, the fruit is over 2,000 years old, right? But the juice is 30 years old, and it went away in the United States. But imagine having something that's going to go into your body and it's going to help with inflammation. It's going to help with your cognitive thinking. It's going to help with your joint. It's going to help with everything that you could think of. It literally goes into your body. It seeks out what's not functioning right, and it's going to zap it back into place because of the adaptogens and the iridoids. And so we can go on and on with that. But I do want to say, go to the pdr.net. That's that book. All right. That is the physician's desk reference, right, Twailla? That the medical doctors use to prescribe those prescription drugs. And we want you to know that Tahitian noni is one of our products. We got a couple other products in this book, and it is listed there. And also note this, that to be in the physician's desk reference is huge because it means it is tested. It means that it is tried. It means that it is proven to help with every single thing that it lists there. So let's talk about this note and
That's
some of the things
powerful.
that it's been able to do for you. So let's start with your story, and let's tell the world what was Twailla going through, in life in general, before you got introduced to these products.
So before I got introduced to these products, life's, and it happens to everybody. I found myself gaining weight back. I found myself, my mood being imbalanced, hormones imbalanced, pain in my joints because one, I had gained weight, but I have struggled on and off with inflammation in my knees. And I was just going through life, a cycle. I found myself just going through the busyness of life. And right before I found Noni, I had a child who had gotten sick. And so it was like my whole world had stopped. And I always say, if you don't take care of yourself, then you're no good to anybody else. And I found myself in a position to where I let myself go because it was the focus of my child, but I forgot to take care of me. And
Mm,
so during the time period, it was like I said, I had gained weight before. I had lost about 70 pounds and I found myself gaining 80 back. And so
wow.
just when you don't feel good on the inside, then it affects your everyday life. And it was affecting my interactions with my kids. It was affecting my interactions with people at work. It was just affecting my overall mood. But finding this Tahitian noni um, and starting to consume it, the biggest thing for me was what I noticed was the inflammation going down on my knees
Mm,
because it had gotten to the point to where I could not go up and down the steps. And I don't like elevators. I'll take them if I have to, but I don't like them. And my job was under renovations at the time, and the elevators were kind of janky, so I did not trust them. But
wow.
because of the pain in my knees, I could not do the stairs. And so consuming this noni, the inflammation started to decrease in my knees. And so I can say now I can go up and down the stairs. I can run up and down the stairs without having the pains in my knees. And it limited me from workouts. I had to begin to start trying to do low impact workouts. And so now I can go, I can do my leg lifts, I can move the way I desire to move and to move my body because the inflammation is gone in my knees. So that is one of them, Miss McCray,
So,
with
so,
this
so,
knowledge.
so let me ask you this, because first and foremost, you said that you lost 70 pounds a while ago, right? Because I remember that first story. You gained back 80 pounds, and you found yourself because you're talking to somebody out there, because there's a lot of people in this world who, they lose the weight. I can testify. I was one too. I lost the weight and I put it all back on, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we've learned since being here that there's something called your hormones being out of balance, and when that happens, or you don't lose weight in the right way, you end up falling into that category, like 80% of the world who end up putting it all back on, and then some in 2 years time, right? But now you've lost the weight, you started to consume this noni, and not only have you been able to feel better when it comes time to your joints, right? And that's one of the things that we could testify for me, because I didn't battle anything inside my body except I had that joint pain. So tell us, because I always like to ask, how long did it take for you to notice a difference in your knees with the noni?
It was a week, literally a week.
A week.
So for me, consuming this, and it may have even been before then, but when I really started to pay attention to it, because initially I was still kind of scared to go up and down the steps because I was having to hold on to the rail going up and down the steps with the pain. And I'm normally just flying up and down the steps. And so it wasn't until about a week I said, let me try the steps. And so that's when I realized that, hey, I can go up and down these steps. And so it's been a game changer because I use the steps now as part of one of my daily count steps, but as a workout at work, going up, and I'm not just casually going down the steps, I'm literally running up and down the steps when I need to go to different floors.
Wow. Wow. You know what? That just hearing you say that you're able to move better, you're able to go up and down the steps. You no longer had to take that elevator. And you're young. So, and I consider myself young too, even at age 55,
You
right?
are.
Right. So at the end of the day, nobody wants to be in pain. Pain is debilitating. And what people don't realize, Twailla, because now we're gonna shift, because this Noni has been able to do some phenomenal things, but you got introduced to these drops, right? And what people don't realize is when you're battling those joint pains, that knee pain, for every pound that you lose, it takes 3 pounds of pressure off of your knees, right? So people don't
Yes.
even realize that when people are battling with knee pain and joint pain and all kinds of things, and they're overweight, they got to realize that all of that is all playing a part, and it has to do with, just like you said, diet, the things that we're putting into our body, the things that we're doing every single day, we're exercising, all of that good stuff. But let's talk about these drops, okay? Because the noni is one thing. That's the foundation for everything that we do here, right?
Right.
We do that when we wake up in
Yes.
the morning. We take it throughout the day. You can't have too much noni. Tell me this though: how much noni do you take a day?
So nowadays, for the last couple of weeks, I have been taking 3 of these. And the reason why is because I know that this superfruit with the antioxidants and the iridoids, it is healing my body from the inside out. And on June 7th, I underwent a surgery up under my right arm,
Mm-hmm.
and I have hidradenitis suppurativa. And so I had to have
Wait a minute,
all of that.
wait a minute, hold up. That was a whole lot. You're gonna have to break that down. Nobody even know what you just said. Break it down into
So
human terms.
hidradenitis suppurativa, or HS, is a condition. One, I have overactive sweat glands, so I'm sweating a lot. But then it also causes boils and cysts, like up under your arms and your groins. It can be up under your breast area, on your tailbone. And so I've suffered with them in every place that I just named. And up under my arms was the worst. And so on the 7th, having this surgery, I knew that I needed to do something that was going to help heal my body quicker. And last week was very painful, but I can tell you, since consuming 3 of these for the last couple of weeks, because I started a week before I had surgery, consuming these, and I can tell you that my wound is so much smaller, and it is healing very quickly, and is healing even quicker than what I thought it was going to be able to heal. And now I have more movement in my arm that I did not have before last week. And I couldn't even do this past weekend. And so every day it is getting better and it's getting easier to manage. And so I truly believe that this noni is helping heal my body from the inside out, because when it targets, and we'll get to I'll get to the drops in 1 second,
So
but when
yeah,
it
no, you're
targets,
fine. You're fine. Let's stay on this noni because we got a couple things to talk about. That's what this thing is all about anyway. So go ahead.
when it targets your cells, and when it targets certain organs and things in your body, we talk about medication use. This actually helps with the liver as well. And we know that with medications, our liver and our kidneys are damaged because of those medications, because that is our filtering system in our body, part of it. And so to have this go inside of my body and to begin to heal my body from the inside out, like I feel different on the inside. And it's a type of feel different that it's really kind of hard to describe, but you just know that something's different because your body, you feel different. So when you feel different, something on the inside feels different.
Right.
And so my 3 a day, and then I put this on my skin. I suffer with eczema, and I just got eczema a year ago. And I'm like,
Wow.
Lord, I wait till I get my 30s and I start developing this. But I have a spot here on my arm. You can kind of see it. But yesterday it was really inflamed and it was bigger. And so I've been noni on this for the last few days. And yesterday it was really bad because it was itching. And the immediate thing from this pack of noni on a little piece of gauze and sticking it on here, the itching went away instantly. And that's one of the big things when somebody deals with eczema, it itches. So we're scratching and then we're making it worse and we're causing the flare to be worse. This noni helped with that itching just like that. But
Wow.
to see that these
I
spots are
see it.
decreasing on my
I see it.
right here, it's amazing. And my son, Matthew, eczema as well around his mouth and up on his face. And today I took a gauze and I just laid it on his face. So I'm excited to see what it begins to do with his skin as well, because you can use this internally, you can consume it,
Right.
drinking it internally, and you can use it topically as well. And so there is so much that this amazing superfruit can do that it is blowing my mind. I'm still learning because it is so that it can do.
I know you're so right. And to everybody that's chiming in, we're still talking about this noni. We got some other products that we're going to bring on and just share. But this noni is absolutely amazing. So Twailla is sharing her personal story, her personal testimony of what these products have been able to do in her life, her family's life. And just so you know that it helps with so many different things, but results will vary depending upon the person, and how you consume it, what's going on in your bodies and things of that nature. But it is an all natural superfood that really is a game changer. And there's so many clinical studies that we have with this noni that it's proven. There are certifications behind our products and this noni. And I can tell you that it's absolutely phenomenal when you know that you can have something that goes into your body that's going to do so many different things. And so I know that in addition to what it's been able to do for you, for your son, for Matthew, even your mom, you was telling me about
Yes.
what she's
So
been able to do, right? Because we know that on top of it, what Twailla was saying, not only can you consume it, but you can put this noni on anything. Okay, you see her putting it on her skin, but go ahead and let's share your mom's testimony.
So my mother got into a car accident a couple years ago, and she broke her foot in 7 places.
Mm,
And the screws, the metal, of course, cause pain. She walks with a limp at times because her foot just hurts. And so she has 2 bottles of this noni that she actually pours into a bowl, and she'll get a wrap for her foot, and she'll soak her foot for 15 to 20 minutes. And this weekend, Friday, she was telling me that it was hurting. And so I told her, I was like, you got the noni? Go soak your foot. Oh, yeah, because she's getting older and sometimes she may forget. But
right.
I said, go soak your foot in that noni. And so she did that. And Sunday, when she was at my house, she was like, and I'm about to mock her, but she was like, Twailla, girl, my foot feels so much better. And I was like, her foot? And she said, yes, it feels so much better. And so to know that it helps her with that is a game changer because she's 68 years old. She's still working full time. She still has a lot of life to live. And
Mhm.
to see her in pain because of her foot, knowing that, hey, you can soak your foot in this. And I told her, I said, you need to go and start drinking this more. You need to start consuming this because you needed to get on the inside and work from the inside out. But just to be able for her to soak her foot and she feels better is everything to me because I don't want to see her in pain.
Right, right, absolutely. Anytime we can help our mom's life, our parents' life with something, it just does something to us. It's a way for us to be able to give back to our parents, and I know that that's just a joy for you to see your mom not in that pain, because that just sounds like that's excruciating to know that she's got all this metal, this steel inside her foot, and she's in pain on a daily basis. But this noni has been able to help just by her soaking her feet in it. And so there's a
Mhm.
lot of different uses. I can tell you, I have a testimony of having a headache. And and this is just my personal testimony, but there are people who have had serious headaches, okay, to the point of the lights needing to be turned off, being nauseous and everything like that. That wasn't my story, but I had a stress headache from sitting in front of this computer. My eyes not as strong as they need to be, and so I sit here, with these reading glasses on, and I just want I need to start putting the drops in my eyes so I can throw these glasses to the trash, right? Because they don't do nothing for you but make you can't see it any worse, right? And so at the end of the day, I had a headache. And I'll never forget, because Nate went and he put noni on a paper towel, and I put it on my head, and within 10 minutes time, I was all good. And so the noni is everything. It is truly the foundation for you just really being the epitome of health. All right. And that's why we're so excited about it. And we know that it is truly God's gift. Okay. This is God's gift to the world, right? So let's shift and let's talk about this weight loss, okay? Because you're someone who lost 70 pounds, put back on 80 pounds, and I can only imagine what that does for you, what that did for you mentally. Okay, because I know I've lost some weight and I put some back on, and I know what it did to me, especially when I'm getting on the scale, I'm exercising, I'm eating pretty good, and nothing is moving. Right? So you said yes to these drops, right? Our
I sure
homeopathic body balancing drops that are not weight loss drops, but let's talk about these and what they've been able to do for you.
And so the fact that they're not weight loss, but they helping that is a whole different story. But to
Mhm.
balance hormones, when as women, our hormones can become off balance for pretty much anything, stress, kids, work, just the every life that we're living. And so I knew that my hormones were not balanced. I could just tell by my mood. And putting on that weight, it did something to my confidence. It did something just to me. I became more fatigued. Didn't really have the energy to want to do anything, didn't really want to do anything, didn't want to go out anywhere because my clothes would fit. So
Right.
it really began to affect my life. And to know that I lost the weight before, but actually gained more back, I was like, what are you doing, Twailla? Like, you can't do this. You can't keep doing this. Because what I wasn't going to do is keep buying clothes to fit the bigger me. I
Right.
wasn't going to keep. And
Mm-hmm.
so find, get a hold of these drops. And I am now 26 pounds down.
All
I can tell you
right.
I've gone extra large
I see it all in your
to,
face.
yes, I don't have the double, it's some still there, but that double chin is not there anymore. But to go from an extra large, and I think I bought a shirt the other day that was a medium and I could actually fit it.
Wow.
Me, this weight loss is different because I wanted to making sure now that I'm losing the weight, burning the fat, but also being able to build muscle. And so that's why this is important to me, because now I can work out the way that I want to work out and need to work out to do that.
Right.
And to lose that weight and to have my hormones balanced. And, as a mom, and I know moms can attest to this, kids will push your buttons and kids will try to get on, and they know which buttons to push.
Right.
And like earlier, I had to go in and take my drops because this is what I'm not going to do. I said what I said and I meant what I said, and now I'm going to walk away because I'm balancing my hormones and my mood is being balanced with all of this together. It's a win-win for me. So I'm super excited. I'm still dropping the weight. June 7th, since then I have not been able to work out, but I'm still eating right. And so I haven't gained any weight. I actually lost a pound. And so I'm excited. And that's not me doing anything, no exercise or anything. So I'm super excited. I'm ready to get back into it and continue to drop this weight because I feel good. Like these drops, balancing your hormones on the inside allows you to feel good, because when your hormones are out of whack, other things become out of whack. And that's what I was feeling.
Absolutely. You're so right, and people don't really understand that being unbalanced is real for not just women but for men too. And so
Me
you've
too.
been able to balance your hormones, be a happier mother, and let them know you mean business when you mean business, all of that in order to keep everything in check. And you lost the weight and kept it off. And that's
Mm-hmm.
one thing that when I heard that I could lose weight and never find it again with this, I said it was a game changer. To know that we have these incredible products here that are going to increase your metabolism, help you to lose the weight if you need to lose the weight. But if you're someone who doesn't need to lose weight, that's not what they are. They will balance
Right.
your body. So if it's your levels, your sugar levels, your cholesterol levels, whatever it is that's out of whack, it's going to help. But when you put it together with the Noni, it's the Noni Skinny Body System, it's going to also give you that complete and total balance. But when it comes time to a physical standpoint, Twaila, muscle is very important, especially as we age. So as we're exercising
Right.
and doing different things of that nature, this Noni is going to help us to maintain the muscle that a lot of people lose when they lose that weight. They lose the muscle too. So this
And
Noni
that's
helps
what
us
I
with that
didn't
process.
do.
Right, right. We don't want to lose our muscle. We want to keep the muscle. So congratulations on your 26 pounds down. Right. And I know that you got some other favorite products. So tell me, when after the Noni and the drops, what else has really helped you?
So I truly believe that everybody needs to detox because we don't
Hello.
always eat the right things. The air we breathe is even toxic to our body.
Hmm.
And so this Restorix right here, my light is kind of bright, but this Restorix right here, it is a detox, and it begins to also balance your pH, which is your either acid or your base levels in your body. And so to be able to balance my body, but also to be able to detox as well. So you put this in water and you drink it. and you're going to go to the bathroom and eliminate the toxins that are in your body. But for me, the biggest thing is it doesn't make my stomach cramp. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't hurt going to the bathroom, and it's a smooth elimination.
Right.
And so to have that balance in my body, but to still be able to go to the bathroom and knowing that I'm getting rid of the toxins in my body, like I said, just from the air that we breathe,
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs to detox their body. If it's nothing but for that. So
Absolutely.
another favorite one. Um,
I love that one too. I just want to say this right quick. What I love about that one, because I've done the restores quite a bit, and it's because we've always understood the power of detoxing. But to know that it has that zeolite in it that literally pulls out those toxins. But there's a lot of detoxes out there that end up causing you to have like a lazy colon, right? They're kind of like laxative type situations, and your colon
right,
becomes lazy. So it's dependent upon where if you don't take that product, you're not going to use the restroom. What I love about that Restorix is that it's restoring your colon back to the way that it should function. So therefore, when you're not on the product, you're still going to continue to use the restroom because it's helping to restore and to bring it back to that balanced state. So I love that.
right, right. And that's a great thing with what you just said is restoring
Hmm.
your colon. So
Hmm.
this is not something that I consume every day,
Hmm.
because what I've noticed is just even starting to consume it, and it may be a few times out the week, maybe 4 times out the week. Those days that I don't take it, I'm still going to the bathroom.
Right.
And you're talking to someone who struggled with constipation, and it hurt to just even have an elimination. And so
Wow.
to be able to go is everything for me. It's everything. Like I
Absolutely.
cherish those
Yeah, a
I'm
lot of
going
people
to the bathroom.
struggle with not being able to go to the restroom, and they struggle, or there are people in this world who don't go every day, or a couple of days, and that's not normal. Can you imagine the
Nope.
garbage just being stuck in the toxins and everything, the chemicals that are in your body when you're not using the restroom regularly? So what do? Restore it. All right, don't just put a band-aid on it. Restore it with Restorix, right?
Right. And it's important for intestinal health. I mean, with everything that we're
Right,
talking about, because our gut is everything. Like our diseases start within our gut. Everything
right.
starts within our colon. And so if you don't restore that natural flora, that good bacteria in there, and get rid of the bad bacteria and all of the toxins, all of that stuff is just building up and building up and building up. And eventually, hello, here comes your diseases. So why not cleanse
Absolutely.
your body and be able to restore your gut health at the same time?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I know you're like us. You got a lot of products that you're in love with,
Mhm.
right? And so there's one, right? Before we shift and we close this thing out. Right? There's one. Because we got energy. If you need energy, we got all kinds of stuff over here, right?
Yeah.
But this right here, and I know you have not changed the new flavor. I want y'all to say old versus new, okay? All right. Because we just launched something on last night. And see, I want y'all to understand how powerful this product is. Because Twailla is sipping on the old. And the old did not taste good. But it worked so good that Nate and I, we and a lot of people just like Twailla, we didn't care, okay, about the taste. But we understand that for the world, our company said they need something for their taste buds. They need something that's sexy and pretty and cute, right? And so we now have this incredible renew that's doing so many different things as far as your sex life, sexual libido, energy, stamina, muscle, body fat, reducing that body fat, sleeping, skin elasticity. Imagine a product that is helping you to age backwards as it helps that HGH hormone. So let's talk about this, right? 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 We just getting younger over here. So that's why we know we definitely got that 100 year knocked out, right? So let's talk about this
Yes.
one too. All right, this is our PM product for real. So let's talk about this one before we shift.
Listen, listen. This right here. So for me, I am originally a third shift nurse. and my body still operates on that. Even though I haven't been on third shift in almost a year, it is still hard for me to go to sleep. I can wake up at 5:30 and I'm not going back to sleep till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm back up at 5:30, but I'm not rested. I don't have the energy. I'm mad when I'm getting up because I'm snoozing on the alarm clock. And it's bad when you have, the alarm clocks that have the bell.
Oh.
I have one, the old school
Oh, you got one
alarm
of the old
clock.
school ones. Okay.
I have those old school alarm clocks because I know if I don't have one of those, I'm going to keep snoozing that phone and I'm not going to get up. So I have to have one of those. With this Renew, listen, all you need is a good 7 hours of some sleep. You mix this in a little bit of water, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to get the best sleep you have ever had. And I'm not saying this just because we want you to try this. No, I'm telling you this as a person who does not sleep. When I say you get restful sleep and you wake up feeling energized and you wake up feeling renewed, you wake up feeling like, hey, let me get up and start my day. When I drink this, I get into a deep sleep. I go into the REM because I was not hitting all cycles of sleep. So therefore I was asleep, but I was not rested. And there's a difference falling asleep and then being actually rested.
Come on.
So with that, to be able to hit all, and I wear a smartwatch to sleep. And so why am I not getting all my cycles of sleep? And even when I was getting 5 hours of sleep, I still was not going into the REM and my deep sleep. It was minutes and I'm back out of it.
Wow.
And so to be able to get all of those cycles in my sleep, it's because it is. Like, forget the taste. Just let me get some good sleep.
I know that's right. Wow. So you've been able to have incredible sleep, REM, which so many people struggle with, and they don't even realize it. People wonder why they wake up tired. People wonder why they're grumpy. People wonder why they're battling issues in their body. They can't lose the weight. They wonder why they're retaining water in their body, inflammation, everything. A lot of it boils down to your rest and your sleep. Right? There is a difference, and at the end of the day, you've been excited about the old, the kind that didn't even taste good. How you feeling about this? Because I know you placed your order on last night when it launched. How do you feel about this pretty and pink coming to your house?
I'm so ready to taste it. It don't make no sense. Like, I can't wait to do my video with my frother. And oh my gosh, I'm excited to taste it. Like, this is something that is daily. Like, when you're not getting no sleep, you angry. You're not your best self. And so I can't wait for that new flavor and to just see what it tastes like. The pretty colors. I've seen all the colors and how it mixed with. It's a beautiful thing. So when you look at something pretty, you're gonna want to taste it. And so I'm excited.
I love it. I love it. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the inside to the outside, from the pain elimination to being able to drop the 26 pounds after she lost 70, put on 80, back on losing this weight and never finding it again, to now being able to sleep and to dream again, right? Because we are dreaming again over here. Twailla is so excited about the fact that she said yes. And why would she not be? Because anytime that you can feel good, she's a mom of 4. She's a nurse. She's in the medical profession. She understands the power of health and wellness products and how they've been able to change her life, her children's life, even her mom's life. That is the reason why we're excited. We're excited to be really leading the way with these phenomenal products, as Noni is the foundation for everything. And then everything else that we got just really puts the icing on this cake. And so, Twailla, before we end this on tonight, because you're in love with these products, no doubt, but you didn't just say, I want to be y'all customer. you said, I want to be a part of Impact 1 Million and help us to impact lives all over the entire world, to change your life, your family's life in the process. And you made a decision to unite with us and to believe again. And I want everybody to know that Twailla, she's someone who has been able to hold it down for her entire family. She's a documented six-figure earner in this industry. And she said, you know what, on a part-time basis. And so she said, I'm gonna do this thing all over again. So let's just talk, because you're here. And I know that you're out there, you're in the streets of Charlotte, you're doing different events, financially, as we're just really getting ready to get our feet running in this thing. What has this been able to do for you, this industry, this company, financially, to really be able to be that single mom, holding down four kids, working third shift jobs, even to the point of taking care of your mom? And I know that that's your heart, is to retire her. Let's talk about that for a few moments.
So yeah, this industry has been a godsend. I can remember 7.5 years ago praying for something to change. And I understood that if something changes, I had to make that change. And a part of that change wasn't just my physical, but it was finances. I was struggling. And to be a part of an industry that is, number one, documented the highest paying, that's a big for me. But to be a part of this industry and know that as a single mom, to not have to tell my kids no, to not to tell them no now is because I want to tell them no. But when you have kids and they're in the stores and you're telling them no because you honestly don't have the money,
Mm,
that did something to me every time I had to tell them no. And so now I don't have to tell them no. My kids range from one is about to be 15 and the youngest is about to be 7. But all four of my kids have been to 4 different countries and we're counting.
mm,
And it's because of this industry. And to be able to take care of my mother and retire her, she keeps saying she ain't gonna let me retire her. So, mama, let me just pay some things for you.
right.
And so that is a blessing to me because my mother's been good to me, and I want to give her the world. But to be a part of Global Legacy Team and to impact 1 million households and to bring this Noni back, it's a true honor for me. It's a godsend. It's a blessing. And I am dedicated and committed to doing it. Why? Because I know what this amazing product and what these products that have been clinically tested, tried, and proven, and as a healthcare professional, to know that you can be preventative. And it doesn't just start with us, but it starts with us teaching our kids.
Hmm.
And so to be able to impact households, to be able to impact kids, because not only are adults obese, but kids are obese,
Hmm.
kids are having health problems. And so to know that we are making a difference, I'm all in for it. That's what I do with my career. But to know that I could do this part time and to eventually go full time, to know that I'm still changing lives and helping change lives, but we getting paid to get healthy and change lives. I'm all for that. Why not?
Right.
Why not? But this industry is amazing, and I'm forever grateful for this industry.
Wow. Wow. Well, you know what? Absolutely, because we've been able to see you do some amazing things, ladies and gentlemen. I could tell you, just connecting with this beautiful woman, what, about 8 years ago, right? It's been about 8 years ago. Nate and I have truly been blessed to watch her grow, to truly become the epitome of grace that she is, as she is helping women to grow gracefully around the entire world. And so, Twaila, she works with Nate and I, on a very personal level. She does a lot of different things with us, and so we are thankful for you. And you just becoming and just being that person who has been coachable and just hungry to be able to change your life and to help to change the lives of others by leading by example in order to be the woman that God created you to be, so that you can not just help your family, but to help to change the entire world. So if you all are watching on today, all right, if you heard anything about any of these products, you should be sending the person who invited you to this live and say, I'm ready to be healthy, right? Because Twailla said it, right? Prevention is better than cure. Stop being reactive. Let's be proactive when it comes time to our health. But if you're on here tonight and you're saying, you know, you need something additional in your life, you need to be able to create a level of freedom. You have a parent or someone that you want to be able to bless, someone that you want to be able to retire. You want to be that person, that mom that doesn't have to say no to their children anymore, because I can relate to that. That dad who wants to be able to provide more, whatever the reason is, even if you can think bigger and think legacy. You want to get back with that person that invited you or shared this live with you tonight and say, you know what? I want to be healthy and I want to create change for me and my family. And I want to walk in my purpose and understanding that life is not about me, but it's about how many lives can I impact and help to change along the way. So send them that message, whatever it is, as we close this thing out on tonight. Right, Twailla?
Yes,
We look
ma'am.
forward to seeing all of y'all. Not from the top, but we're Twailla.
At the top,
That's
because the
right.
bottom is too crowded.
It's way too crowded. All right, y'all. So get back with the person who invited you on tonight. This has been another Testimonial Tuesday. And I want to say thank you so much to my phenomenal guests all the way in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is home. Yeah, I'm a Jersey girl, but my parents are laid to rest in Charlotte, North Carolina. And so Charlotte is truly a home of mine and has a special place in my heart. And so I know without a shadow of a doubt that the lives in that city have not even yet begun to change. But guess what? We coming for you, right, Twailla? She's there, and we will
Yeah.
impact lives in that city, all right? So good night, everybody. Thank you, Twailla. All right, say
Thank you so
yes.
much.
You're welcome. Let's go, y'all. Being healthy is a choice. We gave y'all the answer. What you gonna do with it? Say yes. From the morning to the night and everything in between. All right, y'all. Good night, y'all. Say yes.